We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle, as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You talk about this Giant defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And when you see a ranking like number 4 in the league against the pass, that's a testament to both their defensive coordinator and the general manager that crafted this unit, and now they're out executing.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. There he goes, right side. Down to the 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was on his part, Brandon, because it prevents a possible scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the early advantage. It was going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Escapes the defender. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up.
They'll
go with the keeper. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. They'll try and sneak it here. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only second down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up third down.
This is third and goal. And this Giants defense, they have withstood the test thus far. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are an extra point away from drawing level. Elliott good on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Play action now. Dart. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he'll be out right at the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back to back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Here's Dart. Open man is the tight end, Mason Taylor. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That's another Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
From the gun, Dart. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains, Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Wright is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have taken the lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Will Reichard to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 14 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40.
70.
Hands it off out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
2nd and 11. His throw incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
18 Cardinal, 8 Warriors, 70. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Okay, ready?
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Looking to throw. Brooks. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's second down. Now Dart. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They'll fake the give. Now it's Dart. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. The Giants at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To throw, Dart. That one taken in by Neighbors. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And that will be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
6-yard line.
Play fake, and here's Dart. Now he'll tuck this and run. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it second down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. From the 21, here's the 2nd and 5.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Come 19, come 19.
Here's Dart once more. Now he's going to step up and run. That's downfield. He's got Taylor. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Dart going to look to throw here. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
70 Lions.
Dart. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. at the line. This Philly offense set to go. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Ready up. Here we go. Set.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Back to throw. Brooks. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Eagles are back within a score.
The kick is good.
Elliott good with a PAT. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
As they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. To the air, Dart.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Looking to throw, Dart.
And got his man, complete.
He's to the 15.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Malik Neighbors
Taking it in.
And the Giants will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Now the extra point.
Up for the extra point.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14.
Giants 28, Eagles 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
Brooks now throwing to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
79 Broncos. After 60. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
19 tight. 19 tight. Panther 11. Panther 11. 19 Lion. Dragon 60. Go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Cougar 19. Shot 60. Shot 60.
Back to throw again.
Now a run here off the arc.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Abdul Carter able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Got it. Ready? 18. Ready? Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Here's Brooks. The final shot before break. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And here on the road, that could be a huge score for their morale in the second half.
Every team has confidence going into the start of games, but sometimes you get it rocked a little bit, and this certainly applies here for just what you said. This touchdown can give them their belief back that they can win in the second half.
Elliott good on the extra point, and they're within 7 now at 28-21.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott now to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And out of bounds finally, but not before getting it way across the 50 inside the 25.
In a game like this, you're fighting, you're scratching, you're clawing, you're hammering away. That return has the feel of maybe cracking the rock and giving them a chance to get a big-time advantage.
Hey, check that. Three. Let's go. 18 Cardinals.
They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And able to work his way down to the 16. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3.
Ready? Bronco 80. Check go.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Throwing his dart.
Throw left side complete. That's Weber.
yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
19 tight. Here we go. Cowboy 80.
To throw now, Dart. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
No gain on the play.
2nd and 10.
At the 23-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Brooks. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Brooks. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down. But not before they work it across midfield. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 46. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now they'll audible to something else.
19 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Operating from the gun, Brooks. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Brooks. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Go street. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now fourth down. Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now it's got your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
19, 18. 18, Pioneer. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Here's Dart. Man over the middle, and it's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
Buffalo 18. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Off the play fake, it's Dart. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. On a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
To throw is Dart. Now he'll tuck this and run. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Go! 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, go!
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. offense set to begin their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Eagles 31. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. From the gun, here's Dart. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing, Dart. He'll try and do this himself. Now he's going to throw deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And that one results in 35 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Here's Dart.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
And the Giants are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing a line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Mason Taylor, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants get an important score there to extend their lead here this 4th quarter.
Giants 41, Eagles 31.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19 Lion.
Throwing to start the drive. Brooks. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Eagles, first down.
Cougar 19,
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Eagles.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts in the middle of the field. That should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Going to throw right side here, complete.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Trap 60, trap 60. Panther 11, Panther 11. Dragon 60. Warrior 70.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
This goes out wide from Mixon.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Philadelphia.
They'll look to throw again. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
Now 1st and goal.
19 tight. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Brooks. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Giants 41, Eagles 38.
So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this will be recovered by the Giants. And that ought to just about do it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Giants, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.